everybody acts like all non-binary and leftist people are completely insane. And I mean, most of them are. But is that actually true? Because in the past few months, I've come across some of the nicer ones, and I think it's important to highlight those conversations as well. Although, of course, I still disagree with them. Because I could sit here and say I don't like they, thems. Yeah. Because I don't. So you're a they, them.
Yes, correct.
What if I called you she, her?
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm non-binary. It's not going to make me feel horrible as long as I know you're not being malicious.
But what if I was being malicious? How do you identify?
I'm a non-binary lesbian.
Gender is like weird. I just kind of float through existence, not really wanting to go in any box, so it feels too pressuring.
I could have guessed that just based on the nose ring. I feel like I would have guessed that.
Everyone could guess it based on the nose ring. I don't know.
100% based on the nose ring, I know right away somebody's non-binary. Isn't that contradictory? That's contradictory to me. How can you be not a woman and be a lesbian?
Yeah, so I consider myself a lesbian first, but my gender expression, I think is basically through my attraction to women, I think violates my cisgenderness, and I just don't feel like gender makes sense. It's never made that much sense to me. I just am a person, and I don't know.
You think gender and sex are two different things, and your gender is different, but your sex is female, so you know that you're a lesbian because you're attracted to other females. Did I get that right?
More or less, yeah.
You literally have a they, them necklace. I just saw that. Okay.
Yeah.
What are your pronouns?
They, them.
I called you her before. Did that bother you?
No, it's okay. I mean, I know that I'm mostly read as a woman, but after people ask me my pronouns, then I expect them to get it right afterwards. But it would be impossible to tell, really. So
I love you, even though I disagree with the fact that I don't personally believe that non-binary is a thing.
Okay.
But it don't fucking matter. I just don't like it when other people tell me that I have to see people how they see themselves. But I don't like the concept of non-binary because I think it's actually sexist, right? I think the majority of these people that are saying that they're they, thems don't have gender dysphoria are using it as an outdated misogynistic concept. They're saying, well, just because I don't want to dress feminine means I'm not a woman.
Hey.
How do you identify?
Non-binary, but I don't know. Even that just feels like I'm putting too much of a label on it. So I kind of just exist, but don't. I don't know.
You don't exist? Am I are you gaslighting me that I'm not really seeing you right now?
I gaslight myself 99% of the time. That's why I don't know.
I feel like you're definitely existing. So you're a they, them.
Yes, correct.
What if I called you she, her?
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm non-binary. It's not going to make me feel horrible as long as I know you're not being malicious.
But what if I was being malicious?
Then I'd have that conversation with you publicly, but also privately in a corner and just be like, hey, I'm not comfortable with that. It's making me feel disrespected.
I disagree when somebody tries to force me to say certain things. You said you identify as a they, them, right?
Yes.
Okay. Non-binary, gender fluid?
Non-binary.
Non-binary. Okay, what does that mean to you?
I don't really feel like binary gender doesn't fit to me. It's just, I kind of just want to do whatever I want.
I mean, same.
Yeah.
I think most non-binary people are just people that are a little bit more, usually it's females that are a little bit more masculine or males that are a little bit more feminine. Usually, not always. Do you have gender dysphoria?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay, well, for me, that would be different because a lot of people that are calling themselves that don't. And they just dress differently. And to me, that's pushing it. I'm like, that's not you're just dressing differently. That's just androgyny. You know what I mean? That doesn't go into gender territory. That's just me. People are speaking for people like myself.
Like Lily Tino, I don't really think he actually has gender dysphoria.
I don't think that person has gender dysphoria. If you said, no, you must say this about me, rather than, hey, I feel uncomfortable. I said, I would say, of course, I'm not going to call you that if you feel uncomfortable, but I'm also not going to be forced to say something I don't necessarily believe in. I would push the topic to the side. Not because I disagree with you. I think that's just a bad predicate to be setting.
I also think that's influences how people are taught. Forcing someone's going to make them want to basically digress or want to be willing to learn. It's going to make them do the opposite thing. You have to be willing to give someone a grace hand to be able to teach them and learn.
That's a beautiful thing. That's
Everyone
also
wants to
very
fight
true.
each other with violence and more anger towards it and aggression, when realistically you can have a civil conversation. I'm surrounded by people every day that I'm going to disagree with, but I'll be able to still be there in civil.
That's real activism, in my opinion. Real activism is potentially having people around you that disagree with you, but not hating them or berating them or belittling them for disagreeing with you. Do you have gender dysphoria?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm wearing a binder right now, and top surgery has been something that I've thought of, and it's something that I've struggled with. Class in high school, I was one out of a couple queer people. Just relentless harassment and bullying. The teachers and whatnot, counselors always had excuses for why essentially it was okay for them to do that. Calling me trans.
I have a friend of mine that's trans. He calls himself all the time.
Well, yeah,
but that's kind of repurposing the word, right? To take power over it.
Yeah, but it was a straight cis man that I was afraid of yelling it at me in the classroom and in the hallways, where it was not it was not reclaiming the word. It was using it as...
No, I'm saying you could have reclaimed the word and then not let the word bother you.
I guess, but that's not how that really works. It's just I reclaim it, and now that harassment isn't harassment.
As LGBT people, we do need to, we have to get balls. We have to we reclaim our balls. Like back in the day, like honestly, back in the day in the 80s, these people, they would get hated on and they would beat the shit out of people for calling them a
Yeah.
And now you say one thing wrong and everyone's crying transphobia. And it's like that's why people
pronouns
that's why people don't respect us. Somebody identified as a cat, would you call them a cat?
That's how they want to feel out the day. If it makes them happy, sure. But do I know scientifically at the end of my day, like, that's not an actual cat animal? Yes. But if it fucking makes their Monday morning and their coffee, go the fuck ahead.
Would you call somebody a cat?
I also think
They wear the ears and everything.
I think it's a fetish thing as well. That's like pet play. That's more.
No, they they shit in a litter box and everything. There's people like that right now.
But, like, don't project it on other people, like I said, trying to shove it down their neck. Everything about teaching is sort of being nurturing.
A lot of people misunderstand that about me. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with somebody's identity. I disagree with you telling me I have to see you the way you see yourself. If self-identification is a real thing, if you want to ID and you want to self-ID, then only you should be worried about how you identify, not how other people need to see you. No validation from other people. You need to love yourself, like you said.
It's a journey for everyone. It's an emotional and it's a mental journey. Some people are more sensitive. Some people approach them more aggressively or have been harassed in public and they react strongly. But ultimately, I think everyone could just talk, calm down, and just don't be aggressive to each other, but respect that. I mean, if you can't respect how somebody identifies, then you don't need to associate with them.
If you're a woman, people automatically most likely will associate like, oh, you got to be feminine, you got to wear dresses, you have to like wearing makeup, having your hair down.
And to that, I would say that's not the case because...
That's not what a woman is.
Not what a woman is. Yeah. And a lot of non-binary people are also suggesting that, well, because I'm not feminine, not me, but them, then I must not be a woman. To me, that's agreeing with the previous statement. Like, I don't agree with either of those things. I think women and men should be able to be anything that they like. They should be able to freely express their bodies and their clothing choice and hair choice and whatever as they want. But that isn't a third gender.
Some people are just like, yeah, whatever, okay. Or they'll tell you and they'll be like, please refer to me this way. And if you don't want to, just, end it, walk away, continue.
That's how it should be, though. You cannot, because forcing yourself on people is not going to help your cause.
Yes.
It never is.
I think a sense of respect and a mutual agreement should be there, because also that's going to flip the script of that. Say I'm sitting here having a conversation with you and I'm throwing out pronouns that you don't like. You'd throw out like the thing like respectfully, like, hey, I'm not comfortable being addressed with that. So I feel like it breaks down to more of like a respect of a mutual thing.
I said, I wouldn't say she, her, they, that if you didn't want to, but I would probably call you by, sometimes I'll call people by their names, or I just won't use pronouns at all.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's a fair compromise, you know what I mean? Like, it's not disrespecting it, but it's also respecting my freedom of speech and my beliefs as well. Like, it's if you're going to believe what you believe, you should respect what I believe.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? That's all I'm trying to say. Does that make sense? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Keep the neutral, but also keep it respectful on both sides of the party. If you can't do that, then you shouldn't have a conversation.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's
like,
fine.
I called you she, her in the beginning.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Like, I mean, I know that I get read as a woman, and like, that's fine. I just like, when I tell people my pronouns, I hope that they respect me enough to like respect my like self-identification. But like.
And what if they don't?
Then I just keep moving along. Like, I know who I am, and like, I'm not
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think non-binary is a real thing, as far as like whatever, I think most of it is just like people in the middle, like masculine and feminine. I think that you should be able to exist as you are, and if people don't respect you, they don't respect you, and then fuck off. But I think that's a great thing. I appreciate your thoughts. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But I don't like the concept of non-binary because I think it's actually sexist, right? So regardless of what I'm saying, that could be considered hate speech or incitement of violence. Potential.
I wouldn't say so.
But somebody else would. Yeah. But somebody else would, and there's a lot of people that would.
Well, you can just say that you don't like someone, and that's not hate speech.
Right.
Like,
but see, that's where so much of the left disagrees. That if say, well, you're a Christian, like that's what they said about Charlie. Charlie is a Christian. He doesn't support the LGBT community. Yeah, he didn't. But does that mean he hated gay people? Does that mean that he thought they shouldn't exist? Does that mean he thinks that they should be put in these fake camps that people keep making up? No. You cannot support somebody's actions or their lifestyle, but also respect them as a human being.
Do you have genital dysphoria?
At times, yeah.
Did you want a vajayjay?
Not necessarily, because it seems painful and like a lot of work. And then my whole philosophy is sort of like, work with the body I got to the best of my abilities, because I'm scared of plastic surgery.
Yeah, no, you got bigger titties than I do, actually.
Identify as a baddie, and I can't explain it.
Okay.
It's really great.
All right. Bye.
I guess I don't. In general.
That's it? Okay.
So I think at the end of the day, like, we're all humans. Like, there's some people that have been hurt and they're upset and like they're scared, and I get that. Like, I've been there too. So.